Yo, what's going on? It's Jay.
It's big.
This is Lit Logic. This is episode 21.
Hey.
Episode 21. Today's topic is going to be about real estate investing, and we have a couple of real estate investors with us today. So why don't you guys go and introduce yourself?
My name is John Spellman. I'm a business owner of MFOD in Philly, and I own a company called Sunrise Housing with other partners down in Jersey.
Hi, I'm Jossie Edwards. I am a new real estate investor in training. I own 3 houses in Fort Riders and South Florida. I'm excited to be here.
Okay. That's what we're talking about.
Absolutely.
So we just asked y'all, a couple questions. I actually have my notebook this time. Usually I just go off the top of the head, but I wanted to be real detailed about it. So I'm gonna start with you, Spellman. What made you get into real estate investing?
I mean, I was just trying to figure out a hustle because I was tired of the 9-to-5 work. Even though I'm still working 9 to 5.
You gotta start somewhere, though.
Yeah.
So, living at my apartment on Academy, my boy Wesley, he told me like, let's go into real estate. But I never really knew, like, I go into real estate, do what? I never knew how to do it, what to do. So I started, watching YouTube videos, and there's this guy called Jay Morrison who taught about house hacking. Where you buy a multi-unit, you live on one side, and you have the other side. So I said, yo, that's a dope idea. So I linked up with my coworker, and we bought property up on Greenwood Avenue. And then we rented out the other side, and then I was living rent free. So we stacked my money, and brought another multi-family and rented it out, and now I'm living rent free. And they helped me, open up my business down in Jersey.
Nice. Same question for you, Jocelyn. What made you get into real estate investing?
I gotta give credit to my dad for that. Like, he always had us involved in some sort of construction, watching Property Brothers, HGTV, everything.
I love HGTV.
Yes, I love it. He brought me the software for computer. I used to be able to design buildings and furnish them and stuff like that, houses, apartments, everything. So, that's what sparked my interest with getting involved in real estate. Like, I always wanted to do interior design and architectural design.
Okay.
But my main goal in life is like I want to open up a skating rink. So it's like, how can I get the money to do that without, without having to save up so much to do that? It's going to take a long time to save up for a skating rink. You need a couple $1 million to do that,
Right.
depending on what you want in there. So I'm like, real estate, that's the quickest way to build wealth. That passive income, you can work your 9 to 5, and that's, you have your real estate investment, and it's running itself. Things don't break down that often. So I'm like, that's something I can do and still have my 9 to 5 and be able to build up the equity that I need to open up a skating rink. So.
Cool. All right. The next question is, can you explain, your whole process from start to finish?
See? He asked me first.
You first.
One of
You
y'all.
were the first real
So when
estate investor in the
So
world.
when you say processes in buying a house,
Processing, about acquiring the property.
first you want to talk with your loan officer to get pre-approved, so you understand. First, you got to make sure you know where your credit is.
Right.
That's the most important thing to know. Like, I know it's 700. I'm at a 580. I know I can get nothing. My credit is there.
Mm-hmm.
And understand that if you have bad credit, you can work on it and improve. So, but if you know you qualify for a property, you first talk to your loan officer to get pre-approved. So once you get pre-approved, you take that pre-approval letter to your realtor, and then your realtor is going to look for properties under that price range. So once you find the property that you love, you want to submit an offer. So offer submitted, whoever's selling the property, you can either accept your offer or deny your offer. 9 times out of 10, they're going to deny it, because if I'm selling the property, I want as much money as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So if he denies it, he's going to hit you with a counter offer, or he's going to just say no. But if he hits you with a counter offer, then you can choose to either accept it or deny it. So if you accept it, I accept the counter offer or whatever. Once y'all go back and forth negotiating, then you go back to your loan officer and let them know the property that you have and that this is how much you want to buy it for. So once you give the loan officer all the information, all types of documents, everything, your whole life, loan officer wants all paperwork.
They do want to know your whole
Everything,
life story.
everything.
Couple
Who
years
you
back.
are, where you from, who you hang out with, where your mom's at, you want all that.
No, for real.
Not
So-
every-
Your mom bank account information that she giving
Exactly.
you money. like,
Exactly. So basically, but on a serious note, they want your bank statements, your W-2s, your tax returns, your pay stubs. That's important. Any type of bank account that you have outside of your normal bank account. So once you submit all that paperwork, then you go and get inspection. You don't have to, but it's highly recommended so you understand what you're walking into. So when you get your inspection, they're gonna tell you, this needs to be repaired or whatever the case may be. And then if it's a lot of damages or repairs that need, you could submit it off and say, hey, I need you to either come down with the purchase price or fix the shit, like fix all these problems.
Right.
Now the seller can come back and you can say yes or no. But if he says yes, he fix it, all right, cool. So after the inspection, the bank is gonna hire an appraiser. And what an appraiser will do is see the value of the property. So if you say I'm buying a property for $100,000, they're gonna give you a $100,000 loan, and the appraiser comes back and says the property is worth $50,000. 9 times out of 10, the bank's not gonna give you the loan. So they want to make sure that they give you the money of the value of the property. Because if you don't pay the loan, then the bank's gonna take the property. They want to make sure that they have something of value, equal value. So once they get that appraiser, and the inspection is done, and then basically after that, you do another walkthrough. I feel like I'm forgetting something. After you do another walkthrough, and then you go to closing. That's when you sign about 300 pieces of paper. A lot of paperwork. You sign it, you sign it, you sign it. And once that, you get your keys.
You're not lying. It's literally
A
like
lot of paperwork.
Bro, I can just imagine because I signed a bunch of paperwork with my auto loan. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's worse.
It's
yeah,
just
but,
like 10
bro, it's
times
like a
worse than
freaking
that.
book.
Yeah.
I'm just like
It's
sign here, initial here,
talking
sign
about
here,
stacked out that
initial
shit.
here. Yeah, I can just imagine.
Yeah.
So what was your process with your property, Jocelyn? Like,
The process with my property, it was a bit of a roller coaster ride when I first set out to buy a property earlier this year. So, I mean, I was with one creditor or lender rather. I was with one lender, and I was having trouble getting a hold of a multi-family, which was my goal. Like, there's a lot of cash buyers out here that's buying that stuff, so you're in competition with them, and then you don't want to get yourself in a bidding war and end up overpaying for a property. So it was stuff that I had got into a bidding war, pulled out because I'm like, it's not worth that much. It's a nice property, but I'll be overpaying. I don't want that stuff with that mortgage at the end of the day.
right.
So it was properties we had to pull out of, and then I thought about getting into converting a single family into a 4-unit because I found it's like 4,000 plus square house that's been vacant for nearly a decade, and it's huge. And the way that it was cut, it was so perfect. All you had to do was put up a couple of walls and then add a kitchen, which would have been nothing if you had all the electric appliances. You wouldn't have had to run too many like gas lines or anything like that. Just plug the stove in, plug the refrigerator in, easy. It's just the water lines, easy. So it wasn't going to be that bad, but given the value in Trenton, the appraisal came in lower, so I had to pull out of that deal because I wouldn't have been able to get as much money as I needed to convert it to a 4-unit. So it was a crazy process. Then I ended up going to a different lender because the loan officer I had should have been able to catch that. But so that was, I took a financial loss on that because when you start putting in for a house, when you put your offer in, you're also paying $1,000. Then you got to pay for an inspector and an appraisal. Those are non-refundable things. I was able to get my $1,000 back with that inspection and that appraisal, and I also had an architectural designer I put a deposit down on. So those are things that's non-refundable. So you want to kind of watch out for that, and make sure you get with a good loan officer that knows what he's doing. Not to discredit that guy, but I just really feel like he should have called that, and it would have saved a lot of time and money. And so with the lender that I have now, it's great. It was a great process, really smooth. I believe I had got the first house that I put an offer in, the property that I have now. It didn't go public yet. It just hit the MLS. Only the agents had it, and we were able to move really quickly on there. And there was a couple of other offers, but they fell through because of financial reasons. So I left up getting this 3-unit. It's actually 3 single-family houses that are connected. But I was able to do like a special bulk sale. The previous owner had 1 roof covering all 3, so it's considered a multi-family instead of 3 houses. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I have 4 garages side by side with it, and it was a great sale. But the only thing that got me with it was the loan officer hit me with a high interest rate. I got a 5.2%, which is high, given I had a 674 credit score.
Her credit was higher than mine, and my interest is like 3.9, 4%, I believe. So
Yeah. So you gotta watch out, because even though, see, I could get a little deep with this. It was deeper than what it appeared as on the surface, because over the phone it was offering me 4%, and then my loan officer wanted to meet me in person, because I prefer not to disclose my race on my application. They didn't know what I was, especially since I'm so well spoken. So he just wanted to meet me in person out of nowhere, like it was so odd. And then next thing you know, he wanted to lock me in at a 5.2. So, but earlier this week, actually last week, I called the mortgage company, because after talking to Spellman about what his credit score was and what he was able to get in the interest rate, and other people too, and then finding out what the market was at the time. So I called last week, and I was able to get a no fee, no hard inquiry, everything, refinance 2.75%. And they opened up an investigation on him to see what happened, and hopefully I'll get credited back. So
I hope so too, because we all know what that was about.
Yeah, we all know what that was about. Yeah, so that was my experience.
Nice.
And the best way to avoid that is if you shop around. Because one thing that people think, like, oh, if I go to this bank and shop to see what I can qualify, and I go to another bank, I'm gonna have 2 inquiries. But if you shop within 30 days, it's only count as one. So you can go to as many banks as you possibly can within that 30-day process, and it'll only count as 1 inquiry. So you shop to see, if bank A is offering you 4.5 and bank C is offering you 3.2, come to bank A, hey, I got 3.2, what's up? What you gonna do? And they're always gonna compete with each other.
Right. And to better clarify that is, they'll let you know that you can shop around and get multiple credit inquiries on your report. They're all going to show up on your report, so you still are going to get a little hit for having a lot of inquiries on your report, but your score is only going to be affected as if it was only 1 hard inquiry.
Okay.
So just to clarify that, it'll be affected as 1 hard inquiry, but if you go to another lender, like say if you want to go to your Capital One and request a credit line increase, and they do a soft pull, your credit, like, okay, you're denied because you have too many inquiries. So like you want to be mindful of that. Like if you shopping around, try to limit it to like 3 to 5 different lenders. Like do as much research as you can before you even apply and get that hard inquiry. Make sure that's really the move you want to make.
Okay. Nice. All right. So the next question is, how was the renovation process for your properties?
Mine wasn't that bad.
I feel like there are difficulties.
Yeah, cause like that's one of the things I like watching. Like when I watch GTV, I love watching like the renovations from what it looked like before and then to what it turned
Me
into.
too.
So
I like when they get the selection through the wall. Like
Nah,
that.
Let me tell y'all something. Those shows are far more established. Like they were maybe working at it for a couple of years before they decided to be a TV show. Because there's no way they started off with their very first project it
Nah,
went
no.
very well like that because you know they got it together.
But
on the
even
show,
with those
but-
people that are more experienced, they run into snags.
Yeah, it's always snags. Nothing ever runs smooth.
It's always
always
gonna have
something.
problems. I don't
Yeah.
care. Always gonna have
Yeah,
problems.
especially like when you're talking about gutting, you don't know what you're running into when you open up those walls. It could be mold, animals, asbestos, like it could be some mess behind
So
it.
basically, you're telling everybody, out there that's watching, if y'all are getting into this, make sure you have an open mind.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's something
That-
that,
And over budget.
Maybe over budget, like by at least 20 to 25%. So if your renovation is gonna cost 100,000, plan for 120. Because you don't want to cover yourself. Because there's always gonna be something. Always. I've been on 3 or 4 renovation projects, and it was always over original budget that you turn out. But I never really had difficulties or had problems because I kind of knew what it wasn't. And the thing about it is you gotta understand, like you don't have to be an expert, but you have to understand, like, I'm
The
doing
ins and
this.
outs.
And
Yeah.
understand like what you want done and how much it's gonna cost. Because if you got a contractor and you know you're a novice, a job that might cost $1,200, he's gonna say, it cost $3,000, I can start today. You feel me? Like, and people get calm for that, because if you don't know, you can't argue.
Right.
Period.
So, yeah, like if you don't shop around and you compare prices, you don't really know. Like a lot of people make the mistake of going with the first quote that you get. Don't
Mhm.
shop around because like it's people that prey on ignorance and they can tell because when they start saying things to you and you, what's that? Or you got confused look on your face. That's an indication that you don't know what you're talking about and they about to hike up the prices on you.
Got you.
They about to be
they about to yell out mouse in the house.
right. So like my experience, so I have an FHA HUD 203K renovation loan. So like I specifically wanted a little bit of a fixer upper just to get my hands dirty. Like I grew up watching HGTV. There was no way I was getting the real estate and not being hands on. So I got a 203K renovation loan and I found my fixer upper and it's not a huge project, but I mean it's a lot of stuff that I want to do because I just got to do it. Between HGTV and Pinterest, I'm kind of hooked on fixing up stuff all the time. So I hired a contractor and he got stuff done, but he was very, very unprofessional. Like they were never on time. They had great prices, but you get what you pay for. Like don't go with the cheapest person, and you don't have to go with the most expensive person. Go for the person in the middle. Check the reviews, check those references, and make sure that this person is doing what he says he's going to do. It's like the problem that we had is like you get contractors and they prey on people that don't know what you're doing and stuff. Like if you can't speak their lingo, I'm talking about shark bites and hex pipes and PVC and stuff like that. If you can't keep up with those conversations, especially as a woman, they're going to try to get you. But make sure you do your research. But like with my contractors, see, I don't get all those chances and stuff like that, and I'm not one for excuses. I'm a little bit cutthroat. That's what happens when you're raised by a military father. Like, you got a drill sergeant in the house, you better get it right the first time around. So you get it wrong, fired. I fired him probably 10 times. That's the only way I got everything done. I had to fire him, I had to make threats. I shouldn't have had to do that.
Damn, it's like being on edge working for you.
Right, like you better.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
But you
Yeah.
respect.
That then get some money.
Yeah,
She's paying her
You respect the job to be done.
Right.
You want it to be done in
I'm
the right way.
paying money for this. So like with the renovation loan, the good thing about that is one lump sum. They give you the money to purchase the property and then you decide how much you want to take out. They'll let you know how much you can take out, based on the appraisal and all of that stuff. But I mean, with the 2 or 3K renovation loan, as long as you keep it under 30,000, they give you half of it at closing. That's more than enough to get, the material and get everything done. And then the inspector comes in and then they give you the last half after the inspection is complete. Probably takes a week or two. So then you'll get the last half of it. And that's for labor. But like, you gotta be careful with that too when you're doing it, because I gave like a big list of stuff to do and was paying deposits on everything, that was on that list instead of doing one thing at a time. Like, okay, I'll give you the deposit for the roof. You get the roof done, now we can move on to the siding. Instead, I gave him the deposit for the roof, the siding, and the gutters and stuff. And then all of a sudden, he ain't had no money left. And I'm like, well, where's my money? You only got half the siding. And he's like, well, if you give me more money, I could finish. I said, no, I gave you more than enough money for the material and some of the labor. And I gave you half, so where is that? So like, you gotta make sure
That's
that,
something you never want to do.
yeah, like,
Yeah.
don't give them all that money up front. Do one project at a time.
Yeah, somebody told me that it's also better to buy all the materials yourself.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
so you're like, all right, I got all the stuff, all I need is
Because
what you're gonna
Yeah.
charge
all
for
you might
labor.
need, all you might need is one pipe, but then you look when you receive 5 pipes for purchase. Oh,
Yeah.
where this is coming?
Mhm.
Because they'll take some of the materials home and work on another
Yeah.
property.
Mhm. That was
Chip
Yeah.
wreck.
What
So
you
you
might-
got to be on point. And another thing about when you're renovating it is it's going to be a different renovation process when you flip it to when you're buying and holding. Because when you're flipping a property, you're about to sell it, so you want to put high-end things to appeal to your customers. You don't want to do that when you're in a whole investment property because again, like your tenant might fuck shit up and you're gonna be mad. Like,
Right.
because that's the situation that happened to me when I bought my property. I didn't really renovate it too much, but I put some stuff in there, and then once we moved out, completely trashed my place. But I'm like, hey, if I would have put high-end stuff like I wanted to, I would have been mad. Like, now we gotta fight. Like, this security deposit can't cover this. We gotta fight. So you gotta be mindful of that. Like, not saying put cheap stuff, but you don't want to put the most expensive tiles.
This
or
is
the most,
something that'll do.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Never do
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like, never do
And
that.
it's messed up because you really want your stuff to be nice. You want people to have nice stuff. You want to be able to do that for people. But some people,
Everybody don't appreciate that shit.
yeah,
Fuck shit
yeah,
up.
Yeah.
they do. And they don't take account for nothing. It's like, oh, this ain't my shit. I don't care. But so like, you just keep it simple. Keep it basic until unless you get in an area that's like real nice. You can have a little nice things, little high-end things, and you vet your tenants. Make
Yes.
sure you vet your tenants. I'm talking about background, credit checks, job history, references, everything. And you gotta see them bank accounts too. They gotta have some money saved up. Like, you gotta be making a certain amount of times of your rent. Like, if your rent is $900, then hopefully you're bringing in $2,700. So I need to see that you're not gonna be paycheck to paycheck, and you can pay your rent without being so tight where you can't afford other things. So, because if something happens,
Like
then-
COVID.
right, like COVID, or the car broke down, and I need to see you got a little bit of chunk of change saved up, and then I also need to see that you're making 3 times your rent, so you have room for all your other bills too. You don't want to get anybody that's their rent is $900, but they only bring it in like $1,500. What they gonna do with $600? That's groceries. I don't know about y'all, but I'm spending about $600 on me and my kids every month.
Well, I don't have kids, so mine isn't that,
Yeah,
mine isn't that
like-
expensive.
We're a little bit expensive, like, so it ain't no way you're paying $900.
I think I'm about the same. I'm the same.
Yeah, ain't no way you're paying $900 rent and you bringing in $1,500. I can't trust that you gonna pay that every month on time. You might want to go out, go to Miami, and then cut into your rent, and then now you late, and then now we're gonna do the eviction process.
And one thing you gotta be mindful of that is it's not just the rent. You gotta be mindful of the electricity, the gas, and stuff like that. So how you can afford to pay that also.
Right, you got utilities and stuff, groceries, just the basics.
Have any of y'all had to evict somebody?
Oh yeah, probably.
I did it.
Like, how was the process? Was it awkward?
It was
Awkward.
pretty awkward. You don't want to put nobody out.
Cause it's like, damn, why couldn't I just be regular?
Like, I'm trying to help
Oh,
as
with
best
me,
I can.
with me it
but-
wasn't that awkward because that he had a long time coming. Like, it was a long time coming. He had to go. Like, so during the whole buying process, before I even closed, we were trying to just go look at the property. I didn't even put my offer in yet, and he was giving us such a hard time about coming to see the property. So nobody let him know that we were coming. I said, okay, well, can I schedule something with you for tomorrow or later date that you're available directly with me?
Oh,
right
he was
now?
already in there when you bought
Yeah,
the. Okay.
so all 3 of them had tenants already. So that's the thing about multi-families. Unless you get one that's currently under construction or that's a newly constructed something or newly renovated something that doesn't have any tenants, 9 times out of 10, the multifamily that you're gonna buy comes with tenants.
Mhm.
So you have to honor that remainder of their lease, and then when you, at the end of it, you renew it with your own lease. So you have to honor that contract that it was already in. So this guy was giving us a hard time. So like all these red flags was going. This a long story. I'm gonna go through the whole process, but he was such an ass. So I was like telling my contractor, I was like, he gotta go, because with a 2 or 3K renovation loan, it's owner occupied with that 3.5% down. That's another thing you gotta be mindful of with FHA and HUD loans. It's owner occupied. So one of them gotta go. So they have to sign something before closing to agree to move out, and you can help them move out or whatever, or let them stay. Or you gotta work something out, but you have to live there. It's a stipulation.
So he was the one that said
He
you
was the
kicked
one that had to
out.
go because
Get
like
this
I just
nigga out of
knew,
here.
I just
It's
knew.
shit.
I was like, okay, gotta go. It's him right here. That decision was so easy.
Yeah,
So
let me look through. Yeah, him.
he gave us
You
such a
know what?
hard
Yeah, this guy.
time. He gave me such a hard time. Like I had to go off on him a little bit. But I had asked the property management company that had it under the old owner for his rental history. That's another thing. When you go to buy a multi-family property that has tenants, always request that rental history. So I requested the rental history. Mind you, I put my offer in around this time last year. It was mid-July. And at the beginning of the year, by February of last year, he was already almost $6,000 behind. And his rent at the time was only $700.
How the fuck were
So he
you-
was like 7 months behind. I'm
How was
like,
that motherfucker still in here?
I'm like, how the hell is he allowed to stay here? Like nobody filed eviction. So
They didn't give a fuck.
right, I'm like, that's
I think
trifling.
they already had their mind that they was selling it.
Yeah,
Yeah, they was gonna get it on the back end anyway. Like,
Right.
listen, I'm gonna get that money back regardless. So
And that guy was there almost 10 years. And I'm like, y'all been dealing with this for 10 years? Hell no, he got to go. So not only was he behind 7 months, by February, they hired this new property management company that was handling it by the time I bought it. So the old property management company had it, and then the new one they hired, they took him to court. He paid up, and then he paid 1 month on time, and then he went another 2 months behind eviction, paid up at the court date, and then by the time I closed the property, he was 2.5 months behind. So I closed September 16th. I evicted him September 27th, but I gave him until the end of October to move out.
It's like how this nigga was petty, so he took the light bulbs when he left. son.
Yo, and not only that, like not some of the rooms he was unscrewing the light bulb, but in the bathroom, the light vanity bar, he clipped out the piece that you screw the bulb into. So I had to replace all that. He
Yeah,
cut the
that
wire
nigga's
to the hot
smart.
water heater, poured grits and what's that? Iced tea powder
Iced
all
tea
over the
powder all
kitchen
over the
floor.
floor.
You said
Yeah.
grits?
Yes, like
iced
grits
tea
and
powder,
iced tea
just
powder.
started sprinkling it.
Like,
that-
he
that
just, like,
shit, you
trashed
just
the
clean
house.
up the wire. You
Nah,
just,
it's
The
wire,
wire
you
was
just-
literally like an $8 fee.
Nah, it's the
You
pettiness.
just-
I'm whooping
you
his
just-
Yeah.
I'm whooping his ass.
When she
Like,
said she took the light bulb, I said, God, I'm so petty. You take energy out of the day, just unscrew light bulb. Yeah, he's mine. I bought these, I'm taking them home.
I'm whooping his ass.
He still be like, yeah, I did buy these. Let me take these.
Yes, because he was
But-
mad at me, but he had to go. I was
You
just
gotta
You know
realize,
how mad, you gotta be to unscrew every light bulb. You know how mad you gotta be at somebody.
right. He
Go
was
off this
super
floor.
She
mad.
think this.
Like,
She think she talking too.
I'm
you
show her.
super
So I
tough.
gotta
Like,
leave.
light bulb,
I'm gonna
like,
show her ass. Like,
Yes.
She gonna evict me in the
So
dark.
tough.
Them shit's over, shit's dead. Yeah, nigga, I got
Yeah.
a light bulb.
If I gotta leave, I'm gonna leave in the dark. There ain't be no light here.
Right, when it evict me. And that's another thing I want to make a point of. So when I brought my contractor and I brought a good friend of mine, a housing inspector, to come see it. So when you go see properties, bring people that know what they're doing. I brought my contractor and housing inspector. And they can point out things and make sure you get the property up to code or whatever. So you're prioritizing your construction, your renovation. So, my contractor was like, no, he been here how long? Like, you want to keep long-term tenants. And I'm like, I promise you this guy has not been here without problems. Lo and behold, I said, see, always follow your intuition. Don't always go off just because someone's older than you or seems way more experienced. If you got a gut feeling that that tenant is not right, do your research.
There we go.
And don't always go with what somebody tell you just because it's something. Because what works for them may not work for you and vice versa. Do what works for you.
Facts.
Okay, so the next question is, what were some of the bumps in the road that you had to face during this whole journey of, being real estate there, the reno and all that other stuff, closing, whatever. So what were some bumps in the road there? I know there's always a lot with,
Not always, but it's some stuff.
there's always something.
You're gonna deal with problems. I mean, it's a given. Nothing is all peaches and cream.
Yeah, so what certain stuff did you deal with personally?
The biggest thing was the flip that we were working on in Philly. When the whole coronavirus happened, we didn't think we was gonna sell it. So we was panicking. We was panicking on it again because we had a hard money loan, which after we was already past our 6-month loan process. So we was thinking like, damn, if we can't sell it, then we gonna pay extra money because they charge extra after you go past your date that you set. If you say 6 months, you go to the 7th month. That 7 months is gonna cost you more money.
Right.
So I think that was like the biggest problem, trying to figure something else because we didn't have an exit strategy. Because we knew people wasn't looking for property to rent, so we didn't want to rent and try to refinance. Our main goal was to sell. But thank God that we found a buyer and we was able to close and sell that property.
Nice.
Yeah, that was dope. I talked about a few of my bumps in the roads. With the high interest rate, you gotta watch out for that. Always challenge that, no matter what. Like I challenged it, but he was just like adamant. But given that I had already had money invested in it, and I didn't want to repeat of what happened before, with losing out on money, having to pull out of the deal, so I went through with it. And I'm like, you know what, I'll deal with it later. So that was like one bump in the road. But the contractor with having to hire and fire, like I had to end up eventually letting them go and replacing them with actually the subcontractors that they hired did better work than the GC. So I'm like, well, can you come back? So on the low, I went behind his back and was like, you did a good job on my roof. Can you finish the siding and repave the sidewalk?
Oh, you had to get the roof redone?
Yeah, that was the first thing I did. So if you're buying a property that has a bad roof, before you do any inside work, get that roof done.
Because if it rains, then
it's over. You doing stuff back over from scratch. So don't work ass backwards. Work from outside in if you can. Get that roof done and out the way. Because that's, first of all, it's one of the largest things on your list anyway. One of the most expensive parts. So. That got done. Like when I bought the house, it was terrible. Like, this building 1887. Like enough said. It had slate roofs with no wood underneath, just the beams and the slates on top.
Yeah, I've seen some old houses.
It's something, if a branch would have fell.
So that shit was just holding on.
A
Yeah,
friend of mine,
yeah.
back in high school, they lived in a row of houses that looked like they was built around that time. And the basement had dirt floors. It looked like it had like some type of slave quarters in there, like in the basement. And it had a well in the basement, which was another odd thing. I'm like, bro, you come down here and just chill, like this shit creepy as hell.
Yeah.
You got a well like in the corner, like that's why that had to be like some slave quarters because they had these wooden like bunk bed and looking things. Had a well. I'm just like,
for sure.
I'm like, bro, I'm not living in here.
Wait, you was trying to rent it out to you?
No. We just always used to hang out over there, and we went in the basement one time, and I'm like, bro, what the hell is?
That would have been the first and the last time I was
First
over
and
there.
the last.
It wasn't because we went there a couple times.
I never went to the basement though. I had a well in the basement.
Yeah.
Why the fuck you tell me? Me, bro, that's some shit you don't let slide. You got slave quarters and shit. I didn't know that shit.
Word, bro, you bugging.
That's weird.
Well, I want to re-answer your question because I did have another bump in the road, which almost made me want to not do it at all. When I first brought my property on Spring Street, the first 3 months, my HVAC system blew. Literally came home, shit was on fire, smoking. Called the fire department. They said, "Yo, this shit's old, so you gotta replace it." So they red tagged it. But I just got the property and I invested all my money into it. Not really all my money, but you know, put my money into it, and I really didn't have money, you know, cash reserves. I didn't have no cash reserves, so the whole winter time, like, yo, no heat, ice cold. I had like 3 or 4 covers in my mind. I'm like, yo, this is not what's up. Like, I know that this was gonna happen. This is not what's up.
Anybody know space heaters, man?
Nah, bro. I didn't
You
know
know
about. I
you
didn't know
know
about
You
space.
know about space heaters?
Nah, I didn't know about space heaters, bro. I
No,
didn't know.
old school shit. I've been on with the door open.
Right?
Because at the end of the day, I was too prideful. I didn't ask about people, ask advice, because
Niggas in pride, man. I'll tell you,
You know,
I'm
Right.
sitting
Exactly.
there
I had to
cut that out.
shivering and
You
shit.
just suffer the whole winter. You ain't even have to, like, or you could
Exactly.
have Googled other heat
Exactly.
options, temporary heat options.
See, I wasn't on that time. You feel me? So once I dealt with that whole winter situation, and then the problem with that is my pipes was freezing, so that was busted. So I'm like, yo, I'm done. I'm about to sell this. But luckily, you know, my mentor, she motivated me to like, yo, just, you know, it's tough times or whatever the case may be. So once I started generating rental income, I used that to fix the pipes, and now I'm an HVAC fix, and I just stuck with it.
Nice.
So
Yeah, it's always gonna be something. I remember when winter first hit, we had all 3 of my houses had ductwork, no air, but it's heat.
Mhm.
And if you don't clean out the filter or either clean it or replace it, so mine you clean, you don't have to swap out the filter. But the furnaces that my other tenants have, they have the filter that you have to replace, you buy it, and they're responsible for that. So that's something you gotta put in your lease. Make sure, because they're the ones that's there every day. They're the ones that's using the heat. They gotta clean the house. They gotta keep up with this stuff. Like, make sure your lease.
Yeah, I think we're here. They come in here and just change the shit.
See, but then with the houses, well, with some stuff is different. Like, this is a newer development, so they want to make sure their stuff is good.
Yeah.
But like with other houses that's not a part of a development like this, like, it's on the tenant to make sure that they're changing out that filter every, periodically whenever it says to, and they weren't. And it says it in their lease that they have to, but that's why you gotta pay attention. Make sure you read that lease over with your tenants to make sure they know everything that they're responsible for.
You gotta deal with the important stuff, so you have to replace
Yes, so
the filter.
Right, so they didn't, and it overheated the furnace twice.
I'm making an
And
initial right there, put an initial right there, like.
that was
So you-
150 both times.
Yeah, that came right now, like you're getting 150 charge on your rent because you did not follow the lease agreement to change the filter.
Yeah. I let them slide the first time because I had only owned the property
You can't
for a
let
couple
them
of months,
slide.
and they were new. When I was looking at the property, the other 2 weren't even living there yet. Like, they were brand new. They were moving in. They had just signed their lease and was moving in as I was going to go see the property. So they weren't even living there yet. So like, they couldn't have had clogged up the furnace. They weren't even there for the winter yet.
Right.
So I didn't hold them responsible for that.
Okay.
Yeah, so like, I was lenient on them. Like, I like to consider myself a nice real estate investor, not a slumlord. Like, so, and they have affordable rents too.
Okay, so bonus question that I did not write down. So with this whole Corona thing been going on, have y'all had any issues with people paying rent or anything like that?
Thank God I haven't. They both have essential jobs.
Nice.
yeah, my rent came a little bit late, and I was cool with that. But other than that,
Right. So like, one of my tenants, she just had to leave. So the most she's been late, she missed a month one time. But she let me know that she was returning to work, she was finishing maternity leave. So I was lenient with her. She paid her late fee, she paid it when she said she was gonna pay it, and then she's been on time since. And then, actually she's a week late now. And she's supposed to be paying this Friday, plus the late fee, which is 7.5%, so that's a $67 late fee. So,
Y'all give them 7 days and then it's a.
day 6 is a late fee.
yeah.
Okay.
Day
so-
5 is due, day 6 late fee. So they pay on the 6th late fee. And it's okay to be lenient sometimes, but you also have to stand your ground because they'll run over you.
They'll walk
Hey, can I be
If they're 1 week late,
Yeah,
and next
exactly.
week they're 2 weeks late, next thing you know they 6 months late. Oh, what's up?
Yeah.
I got you, bro. You be cool.
Yeah,
You don't want to
it's
get on
me.
that.
It's me, baby. You know, I got it. Like,
Nah,
Right.
it ain't.
No, it ain't.
Right.
You know what I mean?
nigga.
Right, so
Right.
when she went back from maternity leave, she was 3 weeks late. She wasn't even like a whole month because you know you don't get paid that first week when you start a job or return to work. You gotta put it on a full 2 weeks. So the third week you get paid. So that's what happened with her. But she has a really good job. She has an essential job. The other two work at Amazon, essential jobs. They actually picked up hours. They didn't lose hours. So that was a blessing. And that's what I'm saying. Vet your tenants and make sure they had great jobs. Like the minimum of 3-year work history with one job, not 3 years working consistently, but 3 different jobs, one job. So, because those are the tenants, that's a sign that they're liable. They show up to work on time. They got a good report. So it kind of translates over to
yeah, you don't want to just be throwing anybody in there just for the sake of having like some income coming in. You know, you end up running into more problems than,
Exactly.
you know.
Exactly. You're gonna deal with it. It's gonna be more costly to the victim. Like, because now you got to pay lawyer fees or whatever the case may be, pay the eviction process, and you have to wait those 2 months or whatever the case may be before the ticket can out.
Right.
You know, and so
Another
now.
2 months until
Because
Sunday.
it's 30 days for them to be late, and it's another 30 days for the court date.
You know how annoying that gotta be, like you in the eviction
Yes.
process and you living in there, you see that motherfucker all the time. It's
Yes.
like,
That's the maddest thing. Maddest,
Like,
you
get the
come
fuck out.
You just looking at that nigga go in there, put the key in the lock, and just go inside like, I'm like, this is right here.
So basically, it's like a Jody and Ben Rain situation, Melvin situation.
It's worse.
You gotta watch that
Mad.
nigga drink the Kool-Aid ass
Yeah.
nigga. But rent free.
It's worse.
Right, like you do that to a Vic. Like he ain't want to go. He was like, I'm not leaving. I was like, and the court was like, what you don't understand is I bought this property. Me and my daughters are moving in, and you gotta go one way or another. I said, actually, you showed up an hour late to court, so the judge just defaulted on you. I could have walked clean on past you in this hallway, but I stopped and I gave you a chance. So first of all, I want my money. Secondly, we need to have an adult conversation. You in your late 40s, he's probably 50 years old. And he just had a bad attitude. And he would talk to guys regular. But if I addressed him, he started yelling and stuff, so I had to put my hand in his face don't interrupt me while I'm talking.
You know how them type of people.
Like it was just he was a womanizer, and I heard that he was domestic violence issue and everything. Like the neighbors told everything.
Neighbors know everything.
I love nosy neighbors.
The walls on me so
Yeah,
thick.
I love nosy neighbors. They gonna tell you everything. He knew the history of everybody that lived in that house and all their business. I'm like, I like you. Don't hope you don't be in my business though.
Okay, so the next question is, what has been the most exhilarating thing about this whole, being a real estate investor?
The fact that you have rental income and you don't have to pay no mortgage or nothing, and the money that you able to save every month, and then you can do it again, it's just amazing because at the end of the day, when you first get your keys and you go into your house, it's a different feeling because you say, yo, I own this. I own this wall. I own these floors. That window. You see people stepping on your shit. Hey, get off my street. This is my block. I own that. Bro, people sitting on my steps. Hey, y'all gotta move. My tenant is upstairs, but I'm telling you, move. But these are my steps. I own these.
Nothing like residual.
It's nothing like the
It's
residual.
like a small flex.
It's nothing like the
Somebody that receives residual income is nothing like just having money that you come in there that you had to
Every
do nothing for.
month. Every month, you just sit back. Oh, you gotta check. Oh, okay.
I don't think I can do that. To have all that power, I'll be like Day off of Friday with the whistle. You always gotta get up this corner.
I'm telling you, but once you,
Yeah.
exactly, like for real, because like it's not a power trip, but it makes you feel good because now you own this land, like you own the air rights above your property. So if somebody flying something over, hey, you in my airspace because it's straight up and to the ground. Somebody steps foot.
Fly a drone over my house.
Hey, nigga, what you looking at?
So
Take that
that's,
shit on
I think
the
that's the best feeling of just owning something. You know, that you could pass down, if you feel like you don't want to live there, you can rent out, and make more money. So I think that's the best feeling of being an owner and an investor.
And then I always say, not to cut you all off, like you said, something that you can pass down, you know, our kids.
Generational
So,
wealth.
you know, they'll always, and then especially after they're young, you know, put them on game like early so they know, you know, what to look for by the time they get to that, you know, time where they want to sit there and be like, you know what, let me take this serious. So that's actually really good.
Have your kids help with like the reno?
Yes,
Like, be
my
around,
kids
like-
helped me. My kids helped me. They helped me clean up the house. They went to houses and properties to look at it with me. I teach my daughter the lingo and teaching her the numbers. Like, look, we can, and everything is we. Like, I'm a mother too. It's not just me. It is in my name, but it's ours. Like, it's me and my kids. This is theirs. That's generational wealth. Like, I'm breaking generational curses to build generational wealth. So for me, number one, that's exhilarating. Two is just being able to be hands-on. Like, I floored my whole house. I put laminate floors in the attic. The attic had nothing. It was just bare. It was a skeleton. It was just a shell. I put everything, ran electricity up there, punched out a window on the side of the house. We had to have egress. So I punched out a window on the side of the house. There was none. Put lights up there, recessed lighting. Put laminate floors down. Everything. Drywall. Everything. You know, so that was exhilarating to me to actually like be hands on and just see in my work firsthand. Like, I did this. My attic, all the rooms except for the kitchen and the bathroom. I floored everything. So, and then painting and stuff like that. So like being able to like do this, like this is mine. Like this is, I did that. You know, and then the power people don't realize. You know, people like, oh, homeownership is hard. You're responsible for everything. If something breaks, it's on you. You can't just call your landlord or whatever and get them to fix it. You gotta come out of pocket for that. That may be true, but what we're not taught is how to leverage your property. You know, when you get that property, you get something that's under market, and you put some work in it and build up your equity. That's your home value. So you're building up a higher value than what you bought it for. So for example, I bought my property at 168. So, well, 163, and then plus the $30,000 in rental. So right now my ARV, my after repair value is 175 at the, you know, time that I completed some of the work. So since then I've tiled my bathroom floor, I put a ceiling fan in the kitchen, I put siding on the house.
Ceiling fans are essential.
Yeah, ceiling fans are essential. Since I have ductwork, all I need to do is add a condenser to add central air. That's only going to cost me $2,500, but then that value is going to add on like $5,000.
So
You know,
there ain't nothing like central air.
It's nothing like
Trust
central
me,
air.
like,
Promise
Trust
you.
me, like I've been spoiled my whole life with it, so
Right.
I can't go any other
No,
route.
Ain't
Like,
nothing like central air.
I had it one time when I was living in one of the laws on Division, Chambers Law.
You
One
walk
time
in-
in my life.
you
so I
walk
missed
into that hot ass sun, and you just walk into like that cold.
Yeah.
You know,
Like,
I leave my ACs on all
you know the
day. I
song
don't even
that
want to
comes-
see my electric bill.
You know the song that comes to my head when Maxwell hit that off that song. What was that song off of the movie like Fortunate? When he did that intro.
Oh yeah.
That's every time air hit me, that's the
Right, that's
first
just
thing I think about.
Yeah.
As soon as you walk inside,
Right. Right. So adding on that value, so long story short, if I can get my property value up to $250, I can go do a cash out refi and pull $30,000 out tax free. I don't have to claim that on my next year's tax return. And then next, guess what? I got $30,000 cash, hypothetically. $30,000 cash. Now I don't have to touch my 9-to-5 money no more. So that $12,000 I invested in my property, I got that back, got another little bit on top. Now all the money I got saved up for my 9-to-5, I don't have to touch that. See that $30,000 down and put 20% on another property, and then you keep doing that. You can house hop. Yeah, you can house hop.
Eventually, that's what I'm gonna start getting into.
Yes.
And the thing
That's my next move. And, but I'm really waiting for it because my credit is not all that great. So I'm really waiting. I have.
Help you with that.
Well, I want to use more so cash. I'm more of a cash type of person.
Cash,
I'm a cash, cash rule thing.
Straight cash.
Yeah.
So I know I'm eventually gonna have to get a loan, but I want to bring more cash to the table, so
Yeah.
you know I'll be able to get pre-approved for more or whatever the case may be. So I got some money put up already, but I'm waiting for this lawsuit. That's really what I'm waiting for. So I called my lawyer today, and he was just like, "Yeah, man, with this COVID stuff, we might not get the ball rolling until like
Yeah.
till like
They not even doing court and stuff right now.
until like next year. Mind you, it's been a year since the whole thing. Like probably last week, it's been a year. So I called him like, "Yeah, man, it's been a year." So I was like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Yeah, bro, this court shit, like this COVID shit, fucking everything up." So once I get that money plus the money I have put aside, I'll use that to go into my first.
Yeah.
Right.
And the thing that really, another reason why I love, real estate, because at the end, if you're a tenant, you're at the mercy of your landlord. If something breaks, you gotta move to the landlord to fix it. You can fix it yourself, and then you're just adding value to his problem. It's his problem. And like I said, when you're dealing with a slumlord that, dang, he doesn't show up months on end, you still gotta pay the rent, or he'll pick you like you're in a tough position.
Yeah, that actually happened to my siblings. The guy that they was running from, like, the windows just fell out. Like, there was a whole bunch of like stuff going on. So they kept trying to get them to come fix it. God wouldn't come fix it. So they was like, "All right, since you're not fixing it,
Not
not paying
paying.
the rent."
Like, the matter is, he still has the right to evict you.
Yeah, true.
Right.
Like, and that's crazy. I never understood that concept. Like, yo, if I'm giving you rent, you should be providing. There should be nothing wrong. But now I don't have that mindset. So, like I said, when you own your facts. So when you own your own property, something break, I bet I'm responsible. I'm a handler. You have the power to handle it, and that's why one thing I never wanted to be at the mercy of somebody else. Especially especially in your own home. Your home is a sanctuary.
And I like that you said that. And I like that you said that because, like you said, there are a lot of, scumbags out there, but it also builds a great rapport with your tenants. Like, they see that you're getting shit done in time.
Right.
Now you need them to pay that money in time.
Then
So
you
it'd
get
be like,
referrals too.
yeah. So it's like, look, if your
Faucet
faucet broke,
they
and I'm
take care of
out.
everything.
Really. It's like if your faucet broke, you
But if
need
they
to go
didn't,
fix it. I'm there.
Right.
Uh-huh.
So not in mine instantly.
I want to say like here.
And
Yeah,
then right
they
now
didn't
with
fix
COVID.
nothing.
No.
Yeah.
Here,
Now with COVID, it's just
Here
more.
they be on top of stuff a lot.
You gotta be on top of it. Like, if you become, I don't like to say landlord because that sounds kind of
That's kind of what it. That's kind of what it. That's kind of what it is. But,
I am the Lord.
I mean,
of my
it's
land.
better.
Yeah, you are a lord of your land. Yeah, but
So
as
you
a-
get
as
that
a-
whistle, you blow,
Right.
clear all this shit out. Don't give me a
as a
whistle.
property manager, as a real
I'm
estate
going with
person.
it. So I can get a whistle.
So don't be over there with those top flight security blowing whistles in outside.
Go knock on the door and blow the whistle.
And be like, yeah, y'all playing music, I need y'all to clear all this shit out. It's 2 in the morning, let's get it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Shit. Heaven and the fuck all that shit. Y'all gotta get off the corner.
But
Let's
you
go.
definitely want to pride yourself in taking care of your stuff. Like, you're building that rapport. You don't want to be a slumlord. You don't want that label on you. That's a stain. Like, nobody's going to want to rent anything from you because eventually your business could run itself. Like, your tenants could be referring people to you. You ain't, you don't have to shop around so much. And hopefully you're referring great people to you because hopefully you got some great tenants that hang out with like-minded people.
That's not always the case. But
It's not always the case, but my last exhilarating thing about it is the fact that I'm living for free right now.
Right.
The fact that I got a multi-family, I live in one, the other two pay my mortgage, and I got a little bit of change left over to pay my utilities. And that's the best thing about it. You, with your 9 to 5, you could be saving us so much money. And then when you ready to go get your next investment, you get another owner-occupied deal. So when you refinance out of this HUD loan to conventional, then you can get back into another HUD loan for another 3.5%, move in there, and then do the process all over again. Pull out another $30,000 or more than that, depending on what the property is worth. So then you living for free, and then guess what? So you living for free there, but then you got this rental on the market that you just moved out of. So now you've been fixing it up the whole time you live in there. So the other one's $900. Now you can rent this one out for like $1,100 because now you got central air, you got ceiling fans, you got tile bathroom floors, tile kitchen,
Recessed
dishwasher,
lighting.
right? Recessed lighting.
Just keep going.
So you keep upgrading. You keep, like, when you move in, take that time to upgrade. You use that income that you're saving from living rent free and fix it up. And then you just house hop, especially when you don't have no kids. You don't got to worry about packing up all, that's a lot. That's a lot of stuff.
I'm put an escalator in my shit.
So you can put a one.
Escalator.
But be
So I'm gonna
mindful.
walk upstairs.
Also, like I said, be mindful.
You
You know, for a
don't
fact,
know this.
you gonna move soon. You don't want to put high end shit because if your tenant fuck it up, you gonna be mad. I don't care.
Right, like don't be trying to put no
That's a
marble
selling point.
countertops and stuff
That's
like
the selling
that.
point
Like,
right there.
Now, if
They
you
be like,
tryna-
yo,
Form of
what
the-
crib you don't got an escalator? Come on, bro. You don't have to walk upstairs no more. Like,
I'm gonna keep it.
That better be a mansion. Or that better be an apartment building with an escalator, not a house.
Not a house.
It's not a house.
If you put $100,000 in that
upstairs right
escalator,
there, but you just imagine just going up and you just standing there like this.
That shit'll be fun.
Now, that's something that you don't
shit'll
want to
be
rent
fun.
out. That's something
Yeah,
that you want
that's
to
some shit.
sell.
That's some shit out here.
Yeah,
you
you
want
want
to
to
sell
sell
that. Like,
that.
oh, man, I got an escalator. That guy that you about to buy, does he have an escalator?
Yeah.
What's the thing? Like,
You
nah.
sell it, then you don't have to
You
worry about
got
the
the only
maintenance.
house on the block that got an escalator.
How would you do comps
Big
on that?
flex.
Yeah, three
like-
bedrooms,
Like,
escalator.
they're like,
Yeah,
I gotta
obviously,
see, I gotta
that's
see this shit. Like,
That's a deal breaker other
You
than
know what?
washing and
Let's
drying in the
say,
house.
like, that's the
You
shit. I
got
gotta see
Big
that shit.
elevator.
you got to steal your idea, man.
Other than having a washer
You know
and dryer in
me,
the house,
like-
that's a deal breaker.
Yes.
You know, that's a deal
I
breaker.
have to have a washer.
Yeah, same area.
Yeah.
Again, I grew up with that type of stuff, so
I didn't. This is my first time with a washer and dryer.
yeah, I grew up like that. So
First time I went to
I had to-
mine. Like I got my own washer.
I've only been to the laundromat
Yes.
like once or twice in my life, just because I think the washer or one of the dryers broke when I was living at home.
I did it
So
a few
we had
days
to-
ago.
I
We
get,
had to
I
go
get-
there, and I'm just like, bro, people do this shit like regular, like
Yo, do you know
you gotta haul all these clothes and like.
Yes.
I get pissed off going to the laundromat instantly. Like instantly.
Yeah, bro, because you gotta do it. You gotta dry the shit twice. Because the first time none of the shit get dry all the way.
Oh yeah, if it's heavy stuff,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm just like, bro, I gotta do this shit again. And this shit take like an hour. I'm like, bro, it's like
I swear
day
the quarter
and day.
machines be cheating you too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
oh yeah.
Yeah,
Bro,
like,
that's
my
why I
machine
just
was
Should have got
$6.
3 more quarters.
$6.
$6
Yeah,
to fucking
cause
wash.
like I
On
had
the big
kids, so
machine.
I had kids, so I learned to piles up quick. So I'm just like, you know what? It's gonna take days to wash this. Let me just get everything done. You know, washers is like 30 minutes, dryers is like an hour. I get everything done in 2 hours. So I went to the laundromat, had 6 loads, and because it, you know, whites like me and my 2 girls, that's 3, and then blankets, towels, whites, that's 6 loads.
That
It
sounds
took like 2. It only took like 2 hours, but
Yeah.
I spent $40 on the washers.
I said, all my socks is black.
Yo, all my socks are black.
Yeah.
But like, I spent $40 on
White socks,
a
bro.
washer.
I do still get white dry cleans, but those go quick.
No,
Those
I
go
don't like.
quick.
I don't do white socks.
Come on,
They get dirty too
I got like a
fast.
couple white shirts that I don't even really wear like that. I don't really like
I'm
my
good with
white
white shirts. I wasn't always, but I'm good with white
shirts.
shirts.
I move around too much. I be sweating.
Yeah. I wear mine only when I'm going to work.
I was about
'cause
to
that's-
say,
I'm in the
you get a
office.
stain on that shirt, yeah, it's going
Oh,
in
no,
there.
it's
Yeah,
done.
it's
It's
over.
done deal.
Over.
It's over for it now. Right? I don't want this shit no more.
Low key, I be putting little napkins on me,
Oh,
or you
man.
gotta eat over. Like, hold that, don't.
Soon as you get the, soon as you get the stand up, you gotta go home.
It's over.
Like you be at work and then,
Nope.
all right, see y'all later.
Right.
Like,
Wait,
like,
you just got here.
right,
No,
right,
no,
right.
like you
home
just
and
throw
curly.
it, like I keep blazers at my office, so I just throw a blazer over real quick if I do
But
get a
that
sale.
time to go shit don't work either.
Yeah, no.
That shit don't work.
Nah.
All right, so the last question is, what advice would you give to somebody that's looking to start real estate investing?
I would say research for resources.
Mm-hmm.
So like I didn't do a first time home buyer program because I did the renovation loan. I went down that path, which was okay for me, but not everyone has 13 grand just saved up like that. I mean, it took me years to be able to save up. Don't get me wrong, it was not easy. It took a lot of sacrifice, but for
Mhm.
people that are the more immediate or whatever, there's first time home buyers. Like if you get your hands on something that doesn't need that much work and you don't need a renovation loan, then go through a first time home buyer program and you can save a whole lot of money. So there's programs out there that can assist you with it. But just shop around, and find out what's best for you.
Now, like I said, understand your vision and what you want to accomplish. Like, if you just want to just get a home for yourself and your family, that's cool. Like she said, first time home buyers program. And depending on which state you got, there are grant programs that will cover your down payment and your closing costs. I went through one. I only paid about $3,000 for a property when I should have paid $15,000.
And it was a duplex.
And it's a duplex.
Yeah.
Generating rental income, which already paid me back the money that I invested. So if you just trying to make your money, then go through the grant program, have them cover your down payment and rent it out. Rent both, but you have to have a plan and a strategy. Next, you gotta have people that you can consult. You're gonna need your realtor. You're gonna need your loan officer. So you understand what type of property I can buy, what the market is dictating, because you don't want to buy a property in a buyer's market, in a seller's market, because properties are overpriced. And if that price is not the true value of the property, then you might be losing money. So your realtor will explain all that if she or he is a good realtor. They understand that concept.
Right.
And just go after it. Just take the chance. Because you don't want to overthink, because once you overthink, then it's going to hesitate you on making that move. The important things is to just say, yo, listen, I'm going to jump on. I got the knowledge, I know what I'm about to do, I got people that I can consult, so I can ask advice or whatever, during the whole process, and just jump on.
And another thing is, when you're looking at properties, bring someone with you that knows what they're looking at. Like if you have a contractor or you're friends with an inspector or something, take them with you, because people are good at hiding stuff. It may look nice, you go in, it's freshly painted, the carpet is clean, everything look good, but I'm telling you, there's this paint called Kills that kills water stains. So they can kill it with the water stains, put a couple layers on there, slap some fresh paint over there, and it look brand new. So you want to get somebody in there that's going to look at the bones, that knows what they're looking at. They're looking at the piping, they know what to look for, water damage, electric, knob and tube wires. They're able to look at things. They're able to see things that the naked eye can't really see and look deeper into it. And always get your inspection. Like if you don't know what you're doing, if you don't have anybody that's gonna go with you, like it'll look great, but it may not be that great. So always get your inspection, because they're trained and they can point out everything.
Inspection, that is the key.
Because you could get in there and it look great, and then next thing you know, the plumbing is done, like stuff, the pipes getting bust, like it's mad stuff going on in there that you couldn't tell before until you started using it. And an inspector, or if you have a friend that can come with you that knows what they're doing, a GC or someone, a general contractor, they'll be able to point some stuff out for you that'll save you money in the long run.
Awesome. All right, cool. Well, that's all the questions that I had. So I want to thank you guys for coming there and dropping y'all insight about y'all that taught me some stuff today. I didn't even know.
I'm actually pretty interested. That's actually, I'm like you said, like we're happy for y'all to come out here and definitely give
Spread
like your
knowledge.
input. Yeah, because a lot of people in y'all positions don't do that enough. They keep the knowledge for themselves instead of just spreading it, to help everybody else, for them to get money. And that's like a dope thing.
Right, and that's why, we created our group on Facebook, Millennial Homeowners and Real Estate Investors, because this is stuff that you pay people for, or you gotta go to school for, or things like basic things we should have been taught in high school or middle school about.
We know how that goes.
Yeah, and like each one teach one. It ain't that hard to be able to share
Fucking
some knowledge
algebra.
with people.
Some people just want to be all for themselves.
It's too many crabs in the barrel, and they don't even realize we're the ones that's reaching in the quarter of an hour. Grabbing knowledge.
We're in a state where we have to unite with each other.
Absolutely.
When we provide the knowledge on how to do real estate or whatever the case may be, I pass that knowledge now. You can teach your brothers and your sisters what you know.
There's always going to be property. It ain't gonna be like a shortage or.
It's the most valuable thing in America.
Exactly.
Is land. That's where
At the end
real
of
wealth
the day,
is.
you can see that. Once you buy a house, that's right there.
Right.
So it's not too much risk if you know what you're doing.
Right. And we inform people, because I want to see more people that look like us become homeowners or real estate investors or whatever.
Land, businesses.
Right. already behind. We got some catching up to do.
Yeah, so in order to try to combat that, you gotta have more of this type of stuff going on. So
Yeah. So that's why we started our group.
block to block.
Yeah, it's by blocks. Like that's what we need to be doing, organizing and buying up blocks.
That's my shit. I was listening to that song after the workout.
Nice.
Yeah.
Like again, I want to thank you guys for coming through.
Yeah, we
I really
really
appreciate y'all. You know, you already know what to do. Like, comment, share, subscribe.
Absolutely.
You know, this has been Lit Logic episode 21. Catch y'all next time. Peace. Guys, appreciate that.